Here we have verse 18 of chapter 2 of the Gospel of John. The setting is the cleansing of the temple. Jesus has just driven out the money changers. The disciples, observing this, call to mind that text in the Old Testament from the Psalms in which we hear, "The zeal for your house has consumed me," and they must have seen something of that dramatically presented before their eyes as they observed Jesus chasing out those who were turning the temple area into an emporium, in the use of the Greek word there. Well, there were also some others who were observing this, and these were the religious leaders, called generally by John through his gospel the Jews, kind of a generic term, especially for those who were the leaders of the Jews. And so, picking up in verse 18, apokrithesan, from apokrinomai, they answered. It's a deponent verb, and it therefore has this passive form but active meaning, so it's second or third person plural, aorist, deponent. They answered therefore, hoi, udaioi, the Jews, kai, and apon, said. This is the third person plural. It's in the first aorist form, although it has a second aorist stem here. So we have the Jews answered and said, auto, dative, pronoun, singular, masculine, and said to him. Te can mean what or why. Here, of course, it means what. What semeion, what sign. We've already heard John point out that Jesus turning the water into wine earlier in Cana of Galilee was his first sign, but now Jesus is, of course, here in the temple precincts itself, and he has just done something of dramatic significance, disrupting the commercial activity in that region, and the Jewish leaders are asking for some proof that he has the right to do this. What kind of dramatic, indeed supernatural display is he prepared to present before them to warrant the actions that he's taking? You might guess that the action that Jesus took was in itself a pretty significant sign. The very fact that he could single-handedly bring to a halt the activity in that fairly large region ought to have been sufficient, but they're nevertheless demanding a further sign. So what sign? Deknues. This is from deknuo, to indicate. Actually, our English word indicate is taken from this Greek word deknuo. I indicate, I show. This is the second person singular. Deknues, what sign do you show? Hemen, pronoun, dative, plural, to us. What sign do you show to us? Hoti, that, or with the effect of justifying that. Tauta, these things. Poies, you do. So what sign do you show us such that you are doing these things to vindicate or justify that you're engaged in this kind of activity? And of course, Jesus will give his answer in the next verse.